Well, we alluded to it just now. The 4x400m relay heats coming up for men, followed by the women. There's just two heats. Great Britain going in this first heat. They are the defending champions. The Italians, well, 2 years ago in Munich, the Italians coming home in 8th and last place. Something just tells me that they will be slightly better than that at these championships, assuming they negotiate this relay okay. Great Britain, a totally different quartet to the four who took gold in Munich a couple of years back. And there's the second, third and fourth leg runners waiting patiently in their little lanes there. I've not seen that before, actually taped off lanes, but anyway. The British quartet, we'll go through that in a minute. Let's have a look at the Czechia team. Michael Desensky, Patrick Storm, Adam Smolka and Filip Krenek, their quartet, the Czechia team. The Hungarians, well, they didn't make the final 2 years ago. Czechs did, by the way, they were 6th. And that Hungarian team, Steigerveld, Enyingi, Val and Molnar. The Ukrainians, well, Pohorilko, Holubovic, Rodchenkov and Danilenko. We all hope they, of course, make it through. They've had tough times, that nation, those athletes. And the British squad, Lewis Davey, Michael Ohoyotze, Toby Harris and Charlie Carvel. Of course, Charlie Dobson, who took a fabulous silver last night and such a quick time in the individual 400, is not in that quartet. The Dutch, well, they're a strong squad. They finished 5th a couple of years ago in their quartet, Boas, Agard, Angela Klein and Nick Kink. And the Italians, Lopez, Accetti, Melli, Scotti, they will outperform themselves, you can be sure. They finished 8th a couple of years ago. They'll go better here, I'm sure, and I'm sure they'll make the final two. The Irish, Jack Rafferty, Chris O'Donnell, Sean Doggett and Callum Baird will be on the anchor leg for them. They didn't make the final 2 years back. And the Swiss on the inside, well, Julien Bonvin, Charles Devonte, Ricky Petrucciani and Lionel Spitz. So just looking through the squads that are running here, and I can tell you that none of the top 5 athletes home in the 400 individual race last night are racing today. Not in these 4x400 heats. The Belgians have a totally fresh squad. Sakur, who was 4th in the 400 last night, and of course Doom was the gold medalist. They are not being used in this quartet. So the Belgians have a much stronger squad to come out should they negotiate this okay and in the final. Away they go. Looks like on the outside, Desensky, it's gone off really quickly. Extreme left of picture out in lane 9 for the Czechs. The Italian squad with Brian Lopez on this opening leg for them. He's 3rd from right, going well at the moment in lane 4. Of course, they'll break from lanes when the second leg runner gets into the back straight after 500 metres has been run. But this is pretty even at the moment, although it does look like Ireland with Jack Rafferty struggling a little bit to go with the pace. Bottom of picture there in the green. Best of all, perhaps, is out in lane 7, the Ukrainian. He's had a brilliant leg. Pohorilko. He will hand over just in the lead. Actually, I say just in the lead, probably 3 or 4 metres to good. Solid leg there by Lewis Davey on that first leg. Well, into the second leg, they break from lanes at those pink cones. Or they should be cones, they're little markers. Anyway, it doesn't matter. The Italians have gone really well through this first 100. Vladimir Accetti for the Italians there, and he's in the lead, and the Ukrainians now beginning to go backwards. The Holubovic for the Ukrainians is back into 4th place, having taken over in the lead.
Yeah, the Italians getting a huge roar here. The incoming runners get placed where their athlete in their team is at the 200-metre point. And the British team are starting to motor, the Irish team are starting to motor. And let's check and see if it's a clean handover. Reminder, it's the first 3 and the next 2 that advance to the final. And a sweeping by the British athlete, but the Italians still lead.
Italy, Poland, Great Britain in 3rd, Netherlands 4th. Up into 5th are Ireland. They've had a great second leg down the back straight for Great Britain. On this leg is Toby Harris. Michael Ohoyotze ran a fabulous leg for Great Britain on the second leg. Toby Harris for Britain in the lead now as the Italian is beginning to struggle here. There's Riccardo Melli on the 3rd leg for Italy, and the Dutch are coming past him as well on this 3rd leg. The Netherlands then with Ramsey Angela looking strong in third place, but this is brilliant running from the British. Davy ran well, Orhiotzi well. Toby Harris, fabulous leg from him. He'll hand over to Charlie Covell. Britain in the lead, Italy second, Netherlands third, Poland in fourth, then Ireland and Switzerland with a lot of work to do. They're some way back, but actually the Netherlands and Poland in third and fourth. That's where the battle's going to be for the third qualifying spot, as Great Britain's Charlie Carvel powers on down the back straight. Aggressive running early on from the pole on this final leg. Looking really strong there down the back straight and up into third place. Great Britain leading, Italy in second. Hungary it is, excuse me, not Poland. Hungary in third place, and he's closing really quickly. What a leg this is from Attila Molnar. Can he catch the Italians? But these three are away. Great Britain, Italy and Hungary. They will qualify without any trouble. The Dutch a long, long way back, 3:01.69, and the Dutch probably fat end over 2 seconds back behind third place in fourth. They might struggle. Remember, as Kath said, the first three go through by right from each of these heats, with two non-automatic qualifying teams. Well, the Italians come through to second place. They will be in the final. That's great. You want the home nation team, the host nation, to have plenty of representation on the last day. The Hungarians, I thought they ran well. A national record, 3:02.09 for the Hungarians. They've just taken over half a second off their national record. Brilliant stuff from them. And the Netherlands, 3:03.50. And Ireland as well in fourth, 3:04.41 with a season's best. We'll have to wait and see if they can be the teams to get through on time.
Good race that, wasn't it, Tim? A really good race, and with athletes, as you mentioned, for all nations to be bought in. A really good leg by Toby Harris in terms of the Great Britain and Northern Ireland squad. And the Netherlands will be the first team stuck in one of those hot seats with their 3:03.50 clocking. But setting us up nicely after the first day of our mixed 4x4, which everybody enjoyed, especially the Irish team, of course, picking up a gold medal in that mixed 4x4 relay.
That's the final changeover between leg 3 and 4 of the Great Britain team. Toby Harris, Charlie Covell. And I think if Great Britain can bring in Charlie Dobson, is there anybody else they could bring in, Kath, or is that the only change that could be made for the final?
Tell you, you'll have to keep out the call room, Martin Rooney. Do you know what I mean? As Jazz said, he's been pushed down the British all-time list now. You put a baton in Martin Rooney's hand, any track and field fan knows.
Tell me
that he'll still move.
Go. He must have learned to let go and put on a couple of kilos.
You never learned to let go to. Yeah, that's true.
I'm not mentioning kilos, by the way, on your context, of course. There is the thought.
A nice shot there, wasn't there, the British team, Tim? A season's best for them.
It is a season's best for Great Britain. A national record for the Hungarians. That was the run of the race. The Netherlands, some way back, and they did hold back a couple of their big names, and I wonder if they might rue that decision. They were a long way back in fourth.
And back on the track, there's the pen that Tim was talking about. For legs 2, 3 and 4 lining up ready and poised for their moment here on day 5 of the European Athletic Championships. Heat number 2 of the men's 4x400m relay. Poland, such history in the relays, starts in lane number 9. A little roar for Germany, their quartet that will start in lane number 8. Manuel Sanders will lead them off. Mark Koch will be on the final leg. Spain line up in lane number 7. David Garcia will be on the anchor leg for them. Oscar Husilos as well in the team this morning. He'll be on the third leg. Punch of the chest for Portugal, who'll start in lane number 6. Lane 5 will be led off by Kasper Kasterdal of Sweden. France will line up in lane number 4. And on the inside line, another nation in Europe that do very well at relays, especially 4x4s. Belgium will line up in lane number 3. Dylan Borlée, of course, there's a Borlée in the Belgium team. He'll go on the final leg for the team in lane number 3. A reminder, it's the first 3 in each of these heats, plus the next 2 fastest that advance to the final. It's currently the Netherlands and Ireland that are in the hot seats with a time of 3:03.50 and 3:04.41. to join Great Britain and Northern Ireland, Italy and Hungary, who are automatically through to the long relay final. Heat number 2 of the men's 4x400m relay. Belgium, France, Sweden, Portugal, Spain, Germany and Poland. So a clean start. Always an interesting decision, sometimes made between the athletes and the team management in terms of relay order. Most teams like a strong runner on the first leg to put themselves in a good position. This is pretty even. Sweden moving nicely with Kastadal in lane number 5 at the moment, the familiar yellow vest of the Swedish team. Germany moving nicely with Sanders in lane number 8. The long leg, all done in lanes. Spain are hanging in there as well in lane number 7 with Canal on their first leg. But they're handing over, Tim, to the first changeover with just those 3 automatic spots available, Phil.
Yes, Belgium showing a very different team to the one that finished 3rd at the World Relays in Nassau. No Jonathan Sakor, who finished 4th in the individual 400 metres final. No Alexander Doom, who set that 2nd fastest time ever by a European. But Germany at the moment slipping back a little bit unexpectedly, but the Poles, Spain and Belgium occupy the 3 automatic qualifying places at the moment. But it's very bunched. And in 4th place at the moment, the French 2nd leg runner, Theo Ansidon, I should say Gilles-Beron, doing very well at the moment, keeping France very much in contention. But it's the Poles, and it's going to be Solowski handing over to Bogsinovski. Belgium now looking very good indeed, with Van der Bemben having handed to Iguarcel, but it's still very bunched at the front.
It is, and Spillman's moving nicely, isn't he? Look at the 3rd leg runner for France. He's committed himself over the first 200 metres. Taking over the Belgium 3rd leg runner. Remember, just the first 3 guaranteed a place in the final. Theo Adont will be on the final leg for the French team. But he's overcooked it, the French athlete. He's treading a little bit of treacle at the moment as athletes move themselves into lanes 3 and 4 to eye the outgoing runner. And Belgium, with Dylan Borlée on the last leg, will be not many more experienced in this heat, Phil, than a Borlée on the final leg for Belgium lead.
Dylan Borlée coming in as the younger of the Borlée family, following in the footsteps of his brothers Kevin and Jonathan, but carrying on the family tradition with aplomb. Now leading the way. Normally in this day and age, the lead-off runner for Belgium, but given in the heats the honour of being the anchor leg. He'll probably revert to the lead-off leg, assuming that Belgium do qualify, but they're looking as though they're doing it at the moment.
Yeah, Belgium, Spain. Oh, he's let him in. He's moved over. Oh, the French athletes had an absolute clear run in this 2nd heat. Belgium comfortably through as well. 3 minutes, 0.77. Wow. He got given the clear run.
He did.
You moved out the way, you gave him a clear passage, and France qualify with 3 minutes, 0.77 seconds. Belgium automatically through, we'll see them in the final, and Poland as well with a 3:01.31.
And that semi-final a fair bit quicker by half a second and more from the first semi-final. It's looking as though Germany and Spain take the fastest non-automatic qualifiers. They nudge out the Netherlands and Ireland. But what a terrific run on that very last leg there for the Frenchman Theo Ardant, who did such a good job. Yes, Borlée looked as though he was just tying up quite badly, though, over the final 60, 70, 80 metres. A little bit of a surprise to see Borlée struggling so much over the final part of his stint.
Yeah, David Garcia as well was on the final leg for Spain there. He's puffing and a blowing, but Spain 3:01.45. As you mentioned, Phil, will take the 2nd non-automatic qualifying spot along with Germany, and therefore have moved out Netherlands and Ireland. But that's going to be a great final. The names are going to come in, and the gold medal is going to be won, I predict, in a pretty quick time when we get to that 4x400 metre final at 9:17 local time tomorrow night.
Well, as we look at a replay of that 2nd semi-final, you do have a feeling that that championship record, which has stood since 1990, 2 minutes 58.22 seconds, might just possibly be under threat.
Do you know what's interesting is you've got to feel sorry for them. The Portuguese set a national record in 6th place in that 2nd heat. and they would have qualified from the first heat on time. They were quicker than one of the automatic qualifying teams. In fact, two of the automatic qualifying teams, Italy and Hungary, in the first heat. That is tough. That was a high-quality second heat.
We've seen it a lot, haven't we, Phil? With this championship,
indeed, yes.
Great performances not being rewarded. Alistair Chalmers, the British 400-metre hurdler, his time not making the final would have won 3 editions previously of the quarter lap with the 10 barriers. Such is the standard in early June in this Olympic year of some of the performances here, Phil.
And of course there is going to be a shake-up once we get to the final, particularly Belgium. We're expecting to see Jonathan Secours and Alexander Doom coming in.
Confirmation then, France, Belgium and Poland automatically through, and they're the small queues for Germany and Spain. Familiar colours in their flag. They'll be back for that final tomorrow night.
So, decathlon discus going on. Let's have a look at the result, though, first.
Yeah, there's your roundup. Round 1 of the men's 4x4 done. Lots of SBs, which you'd expect. It's not massively run throughout the season, getting all the athletes together to get those season's best times. And a sad DQ there for the Swiss team. The cowbells aren't ringing at the moment after that DQ.
Not in that one, but actually, Kath, obviously, you can get a false impression from those heats, can't you? Because when the big names step into some of those squads, there'll be a very different pallor to the complexion of the 4x4 teams in the final.
And having seen the women's 4x4 relay final, now the men's 4x400. Of course, the mixed relay has come into the schedule over the last few years. It's the first time it's been at the European Athletics Championships. We've seen it at the World and the Olympic Games. And Ireland winning gold in that, spreading confidence right through the Irish camp. They had to wait from 1998 until 2024 to win a gold medal. And, well, we've seen more pieces of history since then for other nations too. Austria having to wait from 1971 until now. We had the first ever Slovenian man to win a gold medal at these championships. That was Christian Che in the discus. The 8 teams lining up for this next relay final, the second of 4 that you'll see tonight. So Portugal set a national record in qualification. They're an improving team. They're one of fairly few teams to actually enter the World Indoor Championships, where they also look pretty strong, taking that opportunity when not many teams did. Of course, the World Relays also early in the year, a chance to build some experience between the quartets, who, as we know, some train together quite regularly, and for others, logistics and actually getting everyone in the same stadium can be quite a tough ask. Saw the Spanish there with Oscar Hesios on the final leg will be for them, and then the Germans with Sanders, Bredau, Koch and Aguikum. The French quartet, Biron, Spillman, Kunta and Andon. Bit of an unknown quantity, this French side, but should be contenders. However, the Italians, with a young group of athletes who together have done big things. Italy won the World Under-20 title 6 years ago, the European Under-20 title 7 years ago, and it's that generation that's now at senior level. Great Britain and Northern Ireland won this title 2 years ago in Munich. Alex Haydock-Wilson there at the back of this group, and Lewis Davey return. And Belgium, winners of the World Indoor title, and also individually Alex Doom in that championships and here in Rome with gold. 45.15, second fastest time by a European ever. And Hungary, they also set a national record in qualification. Unlike Portugal, an improving side, outside contenders for a medal, you'd have to say. Well, interestingly, I can see Eduardo Scotti there for Italy, who, on my start sheet that was updated, was replaced, so it appears to have found a way back in. Hungary on the outside, then Belgium, who have won this in 2012, 2016, 2018. Great Britain, Northern Ireland also should be contenders, even if they don't have Matt Hudson-Smith, for example, and they don't have Charlie Dobson, who got the silver medal individually. Now, that was always the plan. he was never selected, as I understand, as part of the relay group. And one of the reasons for that, I believe, is that Dobson, he has had his injuries over the last few years. He's building towards the Paris Olympic Games as well, where you would expect Great Britain and Northern Ireland to be at full strength. Of course, their women's team opting out of the 4x4 here, again to concentrate on that, as well as individual building towards Paris. Opportunity, big opportunity once again for Italy. And we were saying coming into tonight that they had already won 20 medals and 10 golds. What can they do here? Who else might contend? Portugal, Spain, Germany, France, Italy, Great Britain and Northern Ireland, Belgium and Hungary. Well, as ever, different decisions for team managers and athletes to consult on who to put on what legs. And Italy stick with Luca Cito on this opening run, who won the silver medal in that mixed 4x4. Ireland, of course, taking gold, not making it through to this final. And they also have Vladimir Assetti, Edoardo Scotti, Alessandro Sabilio. It's a great quartet. They have to match these Belgians, of course. Jonathan Secor, very experienced. Dylan Borlée as well, the only surviving Borlée brother here. No Jonathan, no Kevin, but Catherine Merry. Belgium, Italy, we know will be strong.
Yeah, Jonathan Secor has run an absolute blinder for Belgium on the first leg. You talk about team selection, Alex. This is what you try and do. You put a fast runner on the first leg to get a lead. And Van der Brenden now is having his lead cut back by the Italians, isn't he? There's a real moving and a shaking going round as they pass the female long jump final. And the noise is getting louder as Belgium still hang on to the lead.
Well, Belgium, look at this. 4, 5 athletes on the shoulder. Assetti comes through for Italy. Listen to the roar of the crowd. Germany trying to hang on. France, Ohiotse for Great Britain, another improver this year. 45.98 at best. He strains, grits his teeth to hand over to Lewis Davey. Italy now leading. Belgium, Germany, Great Britain, Northern Ireland and France. This is wide open. Hungary just towards the back. There really isn't that much separating the whole field. Kunta, though, finds some space for France, moves past Lewis Davey of Great Britain. But Dylan Borlée here, trying to use his experience to come down this home straight and overtake Melli. Borlée, 13 international medals, including in the relays. Lewis Davey finishing fast. One of the incredible training group of Keely Hodgkinson and of Georgia Bell. But Alexander Doom, the individual champion, shocked many with his time, 45.15. He's going to be chased here by Edoardo Scotti, who in turn has a battle with Alex Haydock-Wilson of Great Britain. Another with experience of winning gold 2 years ago. Germany and France, they want medals too, trying to unleash a fast finish. And surely Doom has done it. Scotty still closing, still fighting. Germany with a brilliant last leg from Agyukum will try and get silver. But gold for Belgium. Alexander Doom is unstoppable. Unbeatable. And so quick once again. Italy with another silver, just as they did in the mixed race. And that German final leg was simply brilliant. And Belgium as well, Gath Merry, they had to run sub 3 minutes. They had to fight tooth and nail with the host nation.
Superb. Belgium upgrading from the silver that they won in 2022. And what a team, what a race, a brilliant men's 4x400m final here this evening. And look what it means to the Italian team. Oh my God, I'm getting emotional in commentary watching how emotional it is for them, Alex. That was outstanding from every single nation. Belgium fully deserved the gold medal in 2:59.84. Italy and Germany, wow, a superb race. A national record for Portugal as well. Well done them in 6.
Incredible. So Belgium follow up what they did in 2012, 2016 and 2018. European champions as well. And you might have thought in Belgium they would have been worried some time ago about what would happen without Kevin Borlée and without Jonathan. But just maybe they inspired a new generation of 400-meter runners like Alexander Du. And of course, younger brother Dylan, trusty with the baton. Why would we expect anything less? Overtaking Ricardo Mel here in what was a crucial phase of the race. Lewis Davey going into third. Alex Haydock-Wilson didn't have the best individual campaign for him. He was brought in then as a replacement and ultimately progressed through. But Spain and France overtaking Germany. Interesting there, another 400-meter hurdler with a fantastic final leg was Agyukum there for Germany. There really wasn't much in it. Just like there wasn't much in it when Femke Bol, of course, was trying to snatch that mixed relay medal away from the Italians, who just held on that occasion. Did so once again. Belgium, brilliant to see them at the top of the standings, like they were for Nafi Thiam. It's another big event for them. Italy and Germany, the other medalists. Portugal, there we go. Another national record, 2 in this competition.
Hi, I'm Manu Duplantis. Subscribe to the European Athletics YouTube channel down below.